Man, life's been so bad lately. I wake up, go to my shit job, come home exhausted, and fall asleep. Then I do it all again, day after day. Feels like I'm drifting through life, with no direction at all. Whatever. Time to sleep. My favorite part of the day. A few hours where reality finally shuts up. Maybe one day, something will change. Maybe. What's that?
Wojak, forgive me for interrupting, my beloved. I know how you feel. I know you are lost. I have seen your struggles, your doubts, and your pain. You do not walk alone, even when it feels that way. I know you completely, my child, for I am the Lord.
I just met Jesus. I never really thought much about God, but he appeared in my bed and spoke to me. That was it. I don't know what to say. Now that I think about it, there's a strange warmth in my chest, like something softened. Maybe it was just a dream. Or maybe I actually met something beyond me. I don't know. I'll sleep on it. Maybe tomorrow I'll understand it differently. Wow, I surprisingly feel great today. The sun is shining. Let's go for a morning walk. That's not like me at all. I feel incredibly good today. Just peace. Let's go to church. Thank you, God, for healing me. I've never felt this alive. I got a book from church, and a necklace to go with it. I feel so pure inside. Tomorrow is going to be an amazing work day. I used to hate this place for years, and now I actually enjoy being here. I don't even want to go home. This was the most amazing day of my life. Nothing special on the surface, just a shift in how I saw everything. Thanks to God. I remember that night, he looked into my eyes, and my whole body went warm, like something inside me had changed. I'll put on the clothes I wore when I met Jesus one last time, then go for a quiet walk before bed. Like a small blessing before I sleep. It's almost too perfect. The birds decorating the silence, empty streets breathing in calm, the sunset spreading like something carefully painted across the sky. What is this thing? A book. Awakening to the Void. It will be interesting to read this random book I found. Strange, almost unsettling. It feels disjointed, confused in places, yet strangely profound at the same time. I've never really thought about anything like this before. Wait, what's this chapter doing here? About God. God is a comfort object for adults who no longer have parents. When the father is no longer there to protect you, the sky becomes a substitute authority. When the mother is gone, responsibility replaces care, and something warm and watchful is projected into the void to compensate. This is not theology, it is biology. The attachment system does not dissolve with grief. It redirects itself upward, outward, onto reality itself. What begins as psychological need is later dressed in philosophy and mistaken for truth. Reality does not participate in this arrangement. It does not adjust itself to human expectation. It does not owe meaning, design, or comfort. The universe was not built in reference to our psychological limits. Yet when confronted with ignorance, the mind rarely accepts, "I don't know." It generates intention. There must be a reason, becomes automatic. And that reason, conveniently, fits the shape of their longing exactly. God of the gaps is not a discovery. It is projection, refined into doctrine. Look at nature, without the filter. Not the sunsets, not the birth, the parasites that blind children, the wasp that lays its eggs inside a living host, the hours of every animal's life spent in hunger, fear, and pain. Indifference is not an interpretation. It is what the evidence actually shows. Suffering is not an exception to nature. It is one of its core expressions, the predictable outcome of an indifferent system, driven by blind processes that do not register, value or distinguish the states they generate. And yet, for one brief, almost invisible moment in deep time, humans stepped out of immediate nature and built walls. Warmth, shelter, distraction, narrative, illusions, insulated from the indifferent reality outside. They began to mistake the interior for the whole. The manufactured warmth felt like truth. The silence outside the walls became unthinkable, but the walls are recent, the silence is old. The alternative is not comforting, and that is precisely why it resists erosion. Reality appears indifferent, not hostile, not benevolent, simply non-responsive. No design is required for what already follows from physical law and selection pressure. Consciousness arises where it is useful, not where it is intended. Nothing beyond that mechanism is necessary. What remains is not a universe that ignores us. It is a universe that never incorporated us as a reference point. The sky is not empty, in a metaphorical sense. It is empty in the literal one. The feeling that it should answer is the residue of a system built to expect response where none exists. Phew, that was quite a rant. Intense, profound, even. Maybe it was just a hallucination brought on by exhaustion. Maybe there never was a God standing beside my bed. Maybe the universe exists for reasons so far beyond human comprehension that our brains are simply unequipped to grasp them. The more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Not because I like the conclusion, but because the evidence seems to point that way. Still, understanding something and accepting it are two very different things. Acceptance is much harder. I'm glad I found this book. It changed the way I look at reality. It forced me to question assumptions I had never seriously examined before. And I'm glad I won't spend my life clinging to beliefs simply because they're comforting, only to reach the end having never challenged them. For now, I'll let life unfold as it will. I'll remain agnostic, accepting uncertainty, rather than pretending certainty where none exists. Maybe one day science will uncover deeper answers about reality. Maybe those answers will be beautiful. Maybe they'll be terrifying. Either way, I'd rather face the truth than spend my life hiding from it. So, thank you for showing me a different way of seeing the world.